Hey Doug, that's right. We're back with another guitar lesson. This one's going to be fun and nowhere near as difficult as any of the previous ones. Because this is all about arithmetic, 1 plus 2 plus 3, and the alphabet, A through G, because the chords are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And after G, it restarts at A. So there's just a couple things you want to know for power chords, and in general, it'll help you a lot. Now, I'm in a mirror, so right hand guitar pick, left hand on the guitar neck, mirror image. So, what we're basically going to do is I'm going to come in here. See these dots? Guitars have dots on certain frets. They're normally located on the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, the 7th fret, the 9th fret, and the 12th fret. Those are normally where they're located. There are some up past the 12th fret, but those just are the same thing as down here. Because this 12th fret, you can consider it a reset button or a reboot button, okay? And I will explain that coming up. So these dots here are important, and normally these dots here correspond to dots you'll find up here on top of the neck. These are so you don't have to look like this and see the dots while you're trying to play. You can see them from up here. So this will all come in handy, and it's just numbers and letters, and that's all we're going to do. So let's see if you're somewhat in tune. G. Okay, now there's only two bar chords. That's it. Or power chords. Bar chord, power chord is the same thing. There's a bar chord and an E bar chord. So let's get you started. Now we're going to start off by playing the B chord. If you can remember that, 1st finger, 2nd string, 2nd fret, 3rd finger or ring finger on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings, 4th fret. That's a B. This is also a power chord or a bar chord. Yes, believe it or not. Now, the terminology we use is this is a bar A chord, 2nd fret. Now, what it means is you're using your 1st finger basically to push down on the top 4 or 5 strings. Then you're using another finger to replicate an A chord. Now, whatever fret your 1st or index finger is on, that's the fret we name it. So in this particular case, my 1st finger is on the 2nd fret. Thus, I'm making the bar on the 2nd fret. That's the bar accent. Okay? So, when we're playing the B, we have a bar A chord, 2nd fret. Okay, that's all it is. And we're just playing the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. That's it. Now, if you were to take each of these fingers and bring them back 2 frets, that would mean, well, wait a second, my 1st finger doesn't have a fret. That's right. This, over here, past this 1st fret, we're calling that fret 0, okay? So here, on fret 0 is the same as playing it open, okay? Fret 0, fret 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay? So, if we play an A chord, that is, believe it or not, a bar A chord, fret 0, just for terminology's sake. Okay? 1st finger is on fret 0 or no fret. Ring finger, 2nd fret. That's an A, bar or bar A chord, 2nd fret. Now when we slide these 2 fingers up 2 frets each, that's a B chord, but it's also a bar A chord, 2nd fret, because my 1st finger is on the 2nd fret. I'm dulling out the top string. I'm hitting the second string with my first finger, the next 3 strings with my third finger, and I'm dulling the 6th string with the fat part of my finger, first finger, or third finger. So even if I hit all 6, you're still only hearing the middle 4. Because, okay, so now, and this is how it goes up from here. Everything starts from A. So this is bar, A chord, 0 fret. Now A plus 2 frets, this is where the numbers come in, go up 2 frets. That's a B chord. A, B. Now, B plus 1, up 1 fret, both fingers, is a C. Now, these are designed to imitate the exact same string sounds when we're back here playing chords. So, of course, in A, with bar, A chord, 0 fret, it's exactly the same. B, exactly the same. But now, once we get up to here, I'll be able to show you. So, A plus 2 is a B. B plus 1 is a C. Now that mimics the sounds down here when we play a C chord traditional style. Whoa, sorry about that. Those are the exact same notes. See, so with the bar chord, we're just mimicking the sounds we would make down here, but up and down the fret. So B plus 1 is a C. A C plus 2 equals, it's the next letter in the alphabet, that's right, a D. That mimics, okay, so we're just playing the same 4 notes, only up here. Now take a moment to let that sink in. Everything we're playing up and down here mimics the exact same notes we're playing down here. It does. You know, C, D, whatever it is. So, there's only a couple more and we're done. So, to recap, A is a, what? How would you describe it? I'll give you a second. It's a bar, A chord, 0 fret. Plus 2 is a B. Plus 1 is a C. Plus 2 is D. Now plus 2 is an E. Because that's doing these notes. Now, E plus 1 equals F. F plus 2 is G. Now, if we go up another 2 frets to go from the G, because now we restart with the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, etc., etc. When we bring this up here, we have a bar, A chord, 12th fret, which is exactly the same as a bar, A chord, 0 fret. It's like the difference of, I don't know how many tones or octaves, all that kind of stuff. but this equals this. And it just continues up. So using the same numbers we did down here, we restart because this is a restart. So A is on the 12th fret, bar, A chord, 12th fret is the reset fret. So right before it was G. So when we hit the 12th fret, it's back to A. A plus 2 is B. B plus 1 is C. C plus 2 is D. D plus 2 is E. But I've run out of frets. I only have so many frets. And I end up being over the whole. That doesn't make any sound. So now I'm going to come in because we're just going to do the recap, numbers and math. So instead of playing the A with the first finger, we're going to remove our first finger, replace it with our third finger. Okay, so it goes like this. Now remember, we're not playing the top string, we're not playing the bottom string, we're just playing the middle 4. You can even write this down if it helps. A plus 2 is B. B plus 1 is C. Now, with the numbers, A is basically, 0. Bar, A chord. This is on fret 0. So, A plus 2 is B, and B is 2, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So you could also say A plus 3 is a C, and it just goes up. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then you start all over again. A, B, C, etc., going up. D, E, but you're going to run out of frets. That's all of the bar A chords. That's all of them. Now here's a good side note. If you want to turn, like remember we have the A, but we also have minor chords like the A minor. In that lesson we learned how we just drop one string back, one fret, and it changes a major to a minor. With the minor, since we now know that the A with one finger is a bar A chord, 0 fret, using these 3 fingers, nothing with the first finger, leave that out of it. In order to make this the A minor, we learned we'd lift up the middle finger of the finger on all 3, put the pinky down, and the middle finger right there. Now, this is a barred A minor. Barred A minor. Now, when we put down our finger and slide it up even one fret, it's got that minor sound. And you just do that up and down, the same thing. So an A minor, A plus 2, that is either a B minor, because that is a chord, or a barred A minor, 2nd fret. And then it follows the same pattern up. C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, G minor. And that's how you just switch from a major to a minor. So again, when playing the barred A, we don't play the first string, we don't play the bottom string, just the middle four. There you go, A through G. Done, including the minors. Now, we're going to do, since this is a barred A chord, because it's in the formation of an A, the other bar chord is a barred E. Okay. Now, so remember the E? Right. So we're just going to basically, like I showed you the B really quick, instead of that, we're going to play an F. So if you remember, to make the F, we have our fingers, they're all in a line. And with the bar, your fingers are still in a line, even with the minor. First finger, second, third, fourth. Everything should be comfortable. Now with the E, same rules. This is forming the bar. Whatever fret your first finger is on is what we're going to say. It's a bar E, whatever fret this is on. So we play the E. If you remember previous lessons, in order to switch around so we can free up this finger, all we do is lift up the first finger, take the second finger, put it exactly where the first finger was. That would be the fourth string, first fret. Take your third and fourth fingers, lift them up, and put them on the second, third string, second fret. So I'll get in here close for you. Have the E. Lift up your first finger. Put your second finger where your first finger was. Lift up your third finger. Put it up one string. Add the pinky right underneath. Now you've recreated the E using your second, third, and fourth finger versus your first, second, and third. Now, just like the A, technically an E is a barred E chord, fret 0. So, using the same numbers we did before, an E was actually up here. And power chord, to go from E to F, we went up one fret. Same thing over here. Gonna play the E, keeping our first finger free. Now, when playing the bar E chord, we're not gonna play the bottom two strings. We're gonna dull that out. With the bar A, we dulled out the first string and the sixth string. With the bar E, we're gonna dull the fifth and sixth string. So we're only gonna play the top four, not the middle four. So an E plus one fret with all the fingers, these three slide up to the second and third fret. This finger comes down on the top string. We're just missing the bottom two strings. But we're following the same numbers. It's just that on the bar A chord, we didn't get to the E till up here. But this follows the same thing. So an E is a barred E chord, fret 0, plus 1 is an F, and F plus 2 makes a G. Now you're probably starting to notice, hey, wait a second, doesn't this have to do with those dots there, Dave, you're telling me? Yes, it does, because these are the major chords. 3rd and 5th fret to match these dots is a barred E chord, 3rd fret, because our first finger is on the 3rd fret. And yeah, your first finger, hey, it's with the dot. That's right. So the E, you got to know. You just got to know that when you get down to the bottom of the fretboard, you're playing an E. I don't care where you are, you got to know. E. +1. Now, your 3rd finger will be on the first dot. That's how you can visually get it from here. 3rd dot, 3rd finger, 3rd dot. +2 to the G, because F +2 equals a G. Now you're with 2 dots, 3rd fret and 5th fret. Now a G, since that was on the 12th fret, reset, what comes after G? Not H. No. A. A, B, C, D, G. A, B, C, D, G. A, B, C, D, G. So after G, which is a barred E chord, 3rd fret, move it up 2 frets, is an A. And A +2 is a B. Same thing here. And A +2 is a B. Now we're going to follow the same numbers from back here. A +2 is B. B +1 is C. C +2 is D. Same thing here. So if you can tell me what we're playing, what fret, here's your pop quiz. What am I playing here when I'm playing the B? It's a bar E 7th fret. B +1 is C. Get it? This math is going to make really good sense in a minute. So we're at C, which is a bar E chord, 8th fret. C +2 equals D. What comes after D? Right? E. Because we hit the 12th fret, the reset button, the reset fret. So, I don't know if I explained it before, the reason for the reset fret, which I think I did, is that every fret after the 12th equals every fret back here after fret 0. So the 6th or bottom string, 13th fret, is the same thing as bottom string, 1st fret. So like with the A, we're restarting. When we hit the reset fret, it's E, because it was D, +2. And then it's the same math, just like we did here. E +1, same as E +1 is an F, +2 is a G, G +2 is an A, A +2. I've run out of frets again. That's power chords. Now, to make the minor on these barred E chords much easier than this barred A, switching fingers around. It's a pain. So I'm going to play an A by playing a bar E chord, 5th fret. All I'm going to do is remove my middle finger. That makes it a minor chord. Because removing this middle finger, no matter what bar chord you're playing, will make it a minor. So an A major, A minor, Just got to remember that you got to push down with this first. I don't know if you can see it, but can you see all the grooves and stuff that are starting to form in my fingers? Oh, I can feel them. They're getting groovy, all right, because you're going to get calluses on these fingers because of it. So, the numbers are just the same. A, write this down if you want. A plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. It just repeats itself. And if you had enough frets going up, you would just do the same thing going all the way up. It would just be so high you couldn't hear it. So, a G, we learn, is a barred E chord, 3rd fret. Take off the middle finger. It's a G minor because it's a bar E minor. Because an E minor back here is just taking off that string, that finger. That's your bar chords. A through G, barred A, barred E, just up and down. And that's it. Now the reason behind this, and here's an extra math thing for you, it'll make sense. I may be thinking like, hey, wait a second. If I play an A down here, and I can play an A over here, that's 5 frets. Open, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right, because when we were learning to tune the guitar, we learned that this top string is an E string, because it's the bass note for the E chord. Now, when tuning the guitar, we said in order to tune the 2nd string, we would put our fingers on the 1st string, 5th fret, because it'll make the same sound as the 2nd string. Remember that on how to tune the guitar? That's the same thing. So if this is the same thing as a 2nd string, means we're making the same notes as this, we're just hitting them 5 frets up. So an A is the 2nd fret open. In this case, we're doing the 1st string 5th fret, which is the same as the 1st string in the A. 2nd note in the A is 3rd string 2nd fret. That's the same thing as the 2nd string 7th fret. See? And then we're doing the same thing. So these notes are simulating the same notes here up and down the neck. That's why it's still called an A power or bar chord, because we're just simulating the notes. It's just that E plus 5 is an A. Cool. A plus 5 is a D. Same thing as A. Playing a power bar chord, bar A chord, 5th fret is the same thing. Oh, A plus 5 is D. A plus 5 is D. Really? D. Cool. Now, if you caught it, that's how we fly around really quick and make music sound good. Because down here, you got to do all this, possibly the B. But to switch between those two, like the D and the A, like Aerosmith, all it is we mimic that by. So it's actually, I mean, you got the normal A plus 2, etc., etc. But when it comes to jumping between going up and down, it's 5. E plus 5 is A. However, E plus 1, F plus 2, G, 2 is A, see? B, C, D, and we're right back to the E. Remember, just remember top 4 equals the top 4. So I can play E, same string, A, plus 5 is D. So with these numbers, it just skips a chord, I think. E, A, plus 5, D, plus 5, B. I'm not sure about plus 5. But there you go. Those are all the power chords and the minor chords. So just know the terminology. Wherever your first finger is, that's the fret. It's called bar because you're making a bar. So wherever the first finger is, that's the bar and the fret number. And then if you're playing the E or the A, it's a bar E, 5th fret, or a bar A, 5th fret, but it's still the same fret. Now here's a cheat. When playing these power chords, because it takes a lot of pressure to put down and push down on an acoustic guitar and get all of these. For each power chord, the first 3 strings are the major notes. It'll give you lots of oomph. So for the E, I'm playing, bar chords, I can even lift off my middle finger. I don't even need the first 2 fingers. All I need are the top 3 strings and 2 fingers. Hear that bass? So instead of playing it in the E, while pressing all this, I'm just going to lift off that first finger, dull out the others with the fat part of whatever finger. See? Now if I bring this up, you'll hear the sound. E plus 1. Yeah, that's different then. Because it's real simple. It's bassy, nothing like fancy. So, E plus 1 plus 2. Now, no matter where I go, you can hear it. That's the cheat. So instead of having to do all this and push and use all these strings, you can just use the top 3. If you get really good with the pick, just flatten this finger over the 2nd and 3rd string while dulling the other 3. It's not that easy to go over, okay? So you can either use these 3 fingers or middle finger, flatten it like we're playing a bar A, but move it up a string. But doing it like this, it's hard to dull out those strings. So your cheat on the E, bar E chord, sorry, lift up that middle finger, dull out the rest, just play the top 3 strings. Now likewise with the bar A chord, we don't play the top string, we don't play the bottom string, but we're going to lose the 5th string as well. Just pick up all our fingers off of these 3 strings, the top 3. Pick them up and move each finger down 1 string. That way, down that way. So, lift up, 1 string down. Now when playing the bar A chord, I'm just using the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string. I'm dulling the top string with my 1st finger. I'm dulling the 5th and 6th string with my 1st finger, and a little bit with my pinky. So I can just get the sound of these 3. Make it that note, make it that chord. See, rather than, because that's full, frothy. This is bassy. Now, if you want bass in your bar A, simply keep this finger and play both the 1st and second string. That'll give it real bass. So here is only the second, third, and fourth string. Here's including the first string. Hear that extra bass? Once you, the thicker the string, the more meaty the sound. So without the top string, with the top string. But I'm not using my middle finger on any of that, whether I'm playing the bar A or the bar E. And it still sounds the same, with the middle finger or without. It just doesn't sound as full. And you also have to be careful not to play the minor chord by pressing too hard down on this, because the minor does not sound like the major. See this? G, G minor, G. So that's your switch. That's power chords. So just remember, we're just imitating the notes. So an A, an A, an A, a D, a D, a D. So I went from using the third, fourth, and fifth string for the D to using the second, third, and fourth to using the first, second, and third. Just gets more basic. And that's it. That's power chords or bar chords, so they're going to match. So to practice this, I mean, just cruise up and down. You'll get your calluses and just know, oh yeah, see, and you'll get used to just, and you can sometimes, well, see, you just get used to it, but that's what the dots are there for. It's just designed to help you along. So, practice, and a good way to kind of remember is you can just change. Just pick a chord, C. Now play the other ways you can play the C. There's two. That's the four notes, sorry. See, three ways. And of course I could go up here. Doesn't really sound the same, but I can play a bar A, 15th fret. And there you go, just pick them. Now, a weird kind of a thing, I'll throw this as an extra for you. This is an extra. When you play a bar E chord, 5th fret, those same notes can be recreated by playing a D chord, a traditional D chord like this. Right, traditional D like play down here. We're just going to use the bottom three strings. If you play this formation with these two fingers 2 frets ahead of your ring finger. Oh, sorry. So up here would be, here's your bar E, 5th fret, making an A. 2 frets ahead of this is right here on the 9th fret. So if I put my 2 fingers on the 9th fret and play a D, including that 3rd finger, that is how to play the A, a fourth way. So wherever you're playing your bar E, no matter what fret, here I'll play the G. If I go 2 frets up, 1, 2, and play the D there, see that, but that's extra. So finding out where they all are. C. Plus 2, D. Huh, yeah, that does look familiar, Dave, because we're on the 12th fret, which is the reset fret, same thing as fret 0. So my third finger here playing the D is on the 13th fret. That's the first fret back then. And playing the D formation is the same as open, open, first fret. Isn't that NBC? Yeah. See? We just got a couple other fingers up here, but that's a C. A C, when you get rid of the top 3 strings, is nothing but a D. Slide this up 2 frets for all 3 strings on the bottom. You end up on the 3rd fret, 5th string, and on the 4th and 6th strings on the 2nd fret. A D, get it? D minus 2 is C, right, because C plus 2 is D. So a D minus 2 is a C. Right, so you can actually go C, follow the same rules, C plus 2 is D, D plus 2 is E. D plus 1, F, F plus 2, G. Same thing. G plus 2 is A. A plus 2 is B. B plus 1 is C. No. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I got wrong. We're on G back here. G, with my 2 fingers on the 7th fret, G, plus 2 is A, plus 2 is B. One more, C. Right, B plus 1, C. B plus 1, C. B plus 1. See? Oh, I was on the wrong fret for the... There you go. I mean, I don't know how long the lesson's going on for, but let's recap. It's all about the math and A, B, C, D, E, F, G. With the bar A chord, fret 0. A plus 2. Now follow those dots, plus 1, plus 2. Plus 2, plus 1, plus 2. Redo it. Bar E, fret 0, plus 1 is F, just like up here. F plus 2. G plus 2, A plus 2, B plus 1, B plus 2. Oh, yeah, I was off. B plus 1, C, C plus 2, D. D plus 2 equals what? I hope you said E after all this. Yes, D plus 2 is E, which is the reset, which brings us back to E. There you go. I mean, we'll have some more. I hope this really didn't go too long. But that is all the power chords and the minor chords. And there you go. You can even play here's Hotel California. We'll close out with this. Next lesson will be like hammer-ons, pull-offs, hammer-ons and pull-offs, bends, okay? So, Hotel California is very simple. We didn't do it with the bar chords. I'll even call them out as we're going. You should know this. This is a B, B minor. Now we're only going to be using those. So Hotel California starts off with a B minor, which is actually a bar A minor 2nd fret. Not playing the 1st string, not playing the bottom string, just the middle 4. Ready? If I remember, on the highway. Now we switch from this to a bar E 2nd fret. So let's see if you can follow this. B minor. That's it, except for the bridge. You can also, now if you've gotten really good and have been practicing, each of these bar chords also corresponds to a chord down here. So the same thing, using these regular chords, which we kind of did. And it's just a matter of timing. So, and we'll also do sharps and minor, major, stuff like that. So, B minor, ready? B minor, all fingers up one string, A, E, G, D, E minor. This is actually an F sharp, but that's the next lesson. So let's just do it. Now the bridge is just G, D, and E minor, and F. Next lesson.